your biggest breakthrough so far? And you look at and you kind of put your stake in the ground and said, that was a God thing right there.
I we get to do so much as a company, and currently everyone who is working in our company would identify as a Muslim. They know that they're working for a Christian. We read the Bible quite frequently this is what's in my motivation. I share and I testify, and this is why we do what we do. This is why I do what I do, and we do that in our manager meetings. We have an agricultural manager and we have a client manager, and we sit down, we look at our quarterlies, we do all this stuff, and it's great. But we've recently, early on, my managers, I was giving them employee reviews, which in this culture, it's not a merit-based culture. You have your job because your plan got you your job, and you will have that job no matter what your performance is.
Yeah.
That's just, it's a problem in these regions. We want to say we're not going to give favoritism to those who are Christians in our company, or we don't want people to come to faith because they want to get ahead in our company. We knew we had to have a merit-based employment opportunity for people. Mm-hmm. How do we do this? By having employee reviews. How are you doing as an employee? So for our managers, we did this right away. This last year, we had our managers give employee reviews to the employees who are working for them, and I got to sit in on those meetings. Well, the next day I was debriefing with my manager. He had gone out into the fields and he had talked with the guys in the fields and about how all that went. He came back and I was giving him his review and we were debriefing from all this. And he said to me, in debriefing with these guys, they said, we've been raised in such a culture that we were told we should never even eat with a Christian. But now we're working for a Christian. Well, we're getting a lot of flack. People are coming to us saying, why are you working for a Christian? Why are you? And we tell them, we've worked all of our lives for the people of this culture, but now I'm working for a Christian who I would never even have eaten with before, and I would never go back if I had the choice and do otherwise. What we experience in this is so different. They're so excited that I, as an owner of a company, will come out and work alongside them in the fields. They feel seen because of things like employee reviews and being able to hear back from them. They understand that we're working together in a company. They're not simply working for me. And the fact that people who don't yet identify as a follower of Christ are facing persecution, but they're already being able to give a response, that they see something in the kingdom culture that's drawing their hearts in, that they're willing to defend that.
Wow.
And those ripples reverberate across the entire community, because when you have a place that's never met Christians, there's all kinds of scary things that the politicians say, that their religious leaders say about who Christians are and about who Christ is. But they have never encountered the real thing. Now that they're encountering, they're asking the question, wait a second, we've been lied to, maybe, because this is nothing like what we were told it was like. Maybe we're being lied to as well about who Christ really is. We're impacting the culture. We're creating opportunity. There's certain individuals, I could tell you story after story of people that we've had such deep conversations with. But as we disciple those people towards and then into faith, the communities around them that had such high barriers because of misinformation and lies about who Christians were, when these people become followers of Christ, that social pressure will be lowered for them because they'll be with an example of who Christ and Christians are supposed to be, that's informed by something that's real. They're falling in love with the kingdom, and they're doing it as a culture, and we get to have that level of impact. That, for us, is the coolest thing.
That's a fantastic, Ron. And I think as you're sharing it, and I'm gonna give you the last word, but as you're sharing it, I think about where Paul said, we have the aroma of Christ.
Yeah,
And so
that's great.
people, by being around you and you others like you, are able to experience a little bit of Christ in reality, not by, not by hearing, not by reading, not by propaganda, but just like, wow, there's something real here. And that is ultimately why you do what you do.
We've seen time and again that yes, the information's important. This is the Bible. This is what it says. But when they on one side have no ability to understand what that actually means, there's no framework for that, what that's supposed to look like. It just seems ambiguous.
Hmm.
On top of that, they are so disenfranchised with faith in general in this region because their argument of we're supposed to be doing this as a Muslim society, but we're not doing the things that we're called to. It's all fake. They feel lied to on so many fronts. Here's just another piece of information that's religious. It's all, but what they encounter is that it's real.
Yeah.
And then, so we proclaim, then we live it out. And then they say, wait, go back and say that again because I didn't hear you the first time. But now that I've seen it, now I'm ready to actually hear it again. And then when we go again and say it, now they have ears to hear and they have eyes to see.
Hmm.
And that is the privilege of getting to do proclamation and discipleship in a region like this.